Hey, welcome in. I'm now going to be reviewing Saturday's action from the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, starting in New York as they were hoping to get a victory over the Hurricanes in Game 4 as they were trailing the series 3 games to nothing heading into game number 4. So in the first period, Seth Jarvis would kick things off with a power play goal exactly 8 minutes into that frame, his second goal of the playoffs, assisted by Jake Gensel. In the second period, Matt Barzal would get his first playoff goal, assisted by Palesh and Horvat with 9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining on the clock, tying the game up at 1 heading into the third period. Peugeot would give the Islanders a 2-1 lead a minute and 38 seconds into that frame, his first goal of the playoffs from Dobson and Anders Lee. Scott Nason would tie the game up at 2, getting his second goal of the playoffs from Teravainen and Nicias, a power play goal with 5 minutes and 52 seconds to go. The game would need overtime, and I believe Matt Barzal will get his second goal of the game, his second goal of the playoffs, assist by Bertozzo and Bo Horvat, a minute and 24 seconds into the second overtime, I should have said. So the Islanders stayed off elimination in Game 4. Will they be able to get that momentum heading into Carolina for Game number 5? Or will the Hurricanes be able to end the series at home? Only one way to find out. Okay, so the next game took place in Tampa, where they were playing their game number 4, and just like the Islanders, they were hoping to stave off elimination against the Panthers. Okay, so in the first period, Steven Stamkos would get his fourth goal of the series. Hard to believe he scored in every single game up until this point, and they still were not able to win. So he would get his fourth goal of the playoffs, like I mentioned, assisted by Point and Hagel, a power play goal, 8 minutes and 54 seconds of the first. Brandon Hagel would get a shorthanded goal, his second goal of the playoffs from Victor Hedman. That goal happened with 7 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Brayden Point would increase the lead to 3-0, getting his second goal of the playoffs from Kucherov and Hedman, with 4 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the clock. So the Lightning had a 3-0 lead heading into the second period. Carter Verhaeghe would get the Panthers on the board 4 minutes and 17 seconds of the second period. For Verhaeghe, that'd be his third goal of the playoffs, assisted by Tkachuk and Lundell. Brandon Hagel would get his second goal of the playoffs, second goal of the game, I should say, his third goal of the playoffs from Sergachev and Zarelli, 9 minutes and 40 seconds of that second period. Sam Reinhart would cut the deficit to 4-2, getting his third goal of the playoffs from Montour and Tkachuk, a power play goal with 8 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Oliver Ekman-Larsson will get his first goal of the playoffs from Rodriguez and Luosterainen, cutting the deficit to 4-3 at that point, with 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. So the Lightning were holding on to a 4-3 lead heading into the third period. Stamkos would strike again, getting his second goal of the game, his fifth of the playoffs from Kucherov and Brayden Point, 9 minutes and 34 seconds of the third period, increasing the lead to 5-3. And then with just under 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes and 38 seconds to be exact, Nick Paul will get his second goal of the playoffs from Kucherov and Victor Hedman, a power play goal, giving the Lightning a 6-3 lead. And that would be the final score. So the Lightning would hold off elimination, and they now trail the series 3-1. Okay. Also from Saturday, we're heading to Toronto, where they were playing host to the Boston Bruins. The Bruins had a 2-1 series lead heading into game number 4. Would they be able to make it a 3-1 series lead, or would the Buds be able to tie the series up at 2? So in the first period, James Van Riemsdyk would get his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Lohari, with 4 minutes and 51 seconds to go. In the second period, Brad Marchand would increase the lead to 2-0, getting his third of the playoffs from Charlie Coyle, a power play goal, 8 minutes and 20 seconds of the second period. With just under a minute to go, David Pastrnak would increase the lead to 3-0. It was exactly 42 seconds to go on the clock. For Pastrnak, that would be his second goal of the playoffs from Marchand and Zaka. Heading into the third period, the Bruins had a 3-0 lead. Mitch Marner would finally get the Toronto Maple Leafs on the board, getting his first goal of the playoffs from Labushkin and Tyler Bertuzzi, I should say. 5 minutes and 43 seconds of the third period. But unfortunately for the Leafs, they were not able to mount a comeback. So not only is the score 3-1, but the series is also 3-1 in favor of the Bruins. Will they be able to close things out in Game 5, or will the Leafs be able to hold off elimination and force a Game 6 back home? Okay, so the next And the last matchup from Saturday took place in Vegas, where they were playing host to the Dallas Stars. Now, for some reason, it seems like they're a game behind everybody else because every game up until this point has been up to date. This is only game 3 for these guys, so everybody else is on their game 4. The Stars in Vegas were only in game number 3. So heading into this game, Vegas did have 2 away games, one in Dallas. Would they be able to bring that momentum back home, or would Dallas be able to help out and get a win in this series? In the first period, Wyatt Johnston would get his first goal of the playoffs from Robertson and Heiskanen with 8 minutes and 51 seconds to go. So 8 minutes and 49 seconds to go on the clock, giving the Stars a 1-0 lead. In the second period, Heiskanen would increase the lead to 2-0, getting his first goal of the playoffs from Sagan and Dadonov 5 minutes and 25 seconds of the second frame. Brandon McNabb would give the Vegas Golden Knights their first home playoff goal, his second of the playoffs from Stevenson, with 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the frame. Jack Eichel would get a short-handed goal just 3 minutes and 10 seconds after that, getting his second goal of the playoffs as well, assisted by McNabb. So heading into the third period, we were all tied up at 2. There was no scoring in the third, so we would need overtime to settle this one, and the guy who kicked things off, Wyatt Johnson, would get the game-winning goal as well, his second goal of the playoffs from Robertson and Ryan Sutter. With 3 minutes and 37 seconds to go, the Stars would prevail, getting a 3-2 victory. They now trail this series 2-1. Will they be able to tie the series up in Game 4, or will Vegas take a stranglehold on this series, giving them a 3-1 edge? Only one way to find out. Alrighty, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, take care.